right. It's the Uncovering Anomalies podcast
That's right.
coming to you with another hot one.
Hot one. Not
I
a
think
cold one.
we're at 143?
142, baby.
142.
Yes.
I'm ahead of myself. I'm already in 2027, by the way.
So what happened with April 2026? Did I don't know, is according to
Nothing
Ryan
happened.
Bledsoe, Chris Bledsoe.
Nothing happened. That's why I'm in 2027, and I'm living there, loving it.
Nothing ever happens.
That is, yeah. It's nothing ever happens o'clock once again.
Exactly.
That is, I have need to know, Adam. Oh wait,
Hey,
you
everybody.
switched your thing. No, you didn't.
Did I? No, I didn't. No. Yeah, I do. I should change it to I have a need to know instead of I want to believe, because that's how I started, right?
Yeah.
And
I
yeah.
have a bit of a cold, and I am Topher with a cold, but I'm on the tail end of it, so it's ending, but I'm gonna sound snotty, stuffed up, and I'm gonna do my best to hit the cough button when I'm coughing.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And you don't sound that bad at all, actually. So
good to know. I always sound nasally. That's kind of my thing.
Me too. Yeah, we have allergies, huge allergies.
Runs in the family.
Well, the Age of Disclosure came out a couple days ago, or Friday. So on Friday they released it, but before that there was a huge push in the media by Dan Farah, or is it Dana Farah? Dan Farah, I think. He's close to Spielberg. He directed Ready Player One, so he's pretty up there. And he's
and Spielberg is coming out with that UFO movie, I think next year. I want to say
next year, and it's called Disclosure. That is the word. That's the title they're going with.
So that's how you know that nothing new is going to come out with that movie.
Right. Now, if you're new to this, and then The Age of Disclosure is, I would say, an excellent documentary. It's basically an interview of all the AATIP and AAWSAP guys. It's that group. Putoff is in there, Davis is in there, Stratton is in there.
Is in there.
Who?
Elizondo.
Oh yes, of course. It's starring Luis Elizondo. And he's a controversial figure.
Whatever reason, I mean, you and I both know this, but UFO guys tend to make themselves the star of whatever film or book they're putting out, and yeah, it's really, really frustrating.
I mean, I guess Farah decided to have Elizondo be the star of the film. Now, when it comes to, I guess, an intro to the subject, that's not a bad thing, right? The guy is charismatic. He presents well, speaks with confidence. So, maybe that's why they chose him to be the guy.
Sure.
Of the movie. But for us that have been researching this for a long time, he's a controversial figure, correct?
Yes. I mean, it's just, anytime you're trying to learn about a subject and the person presenting it makes themselves the main character,
I mean, there's a lot of other people in the documentary. Clapper's in there, and he's also another controversial figure, right? He's lied to the American people about the spying programs and whatnot. So, but he was head of CIA, and then he was head of NSA. So very. Air Force, not NSA, not CIA. He was head of Air Force intelligence, and then went to the NSA. So he was saying that there was a program there when he was in the Air Force. Anyway, cool stuff in that documentary. They confirmed a lot of things.
Yeah, but I mean, Air Force to NSA. I mean, really? That's
he went to Air Force, then NSA. Yeah, he was head of the intelligence at the Air Force.
Right. So definitely. Definitely a trustworthy character, it sounds like.
Right. So that's the issue. Like, these guys who have very lied to the American people.
Yeah, it's James Jody all over again.
Right. And then, of course, Rubio's in there, but that's when he was a senator. This is before he became national security advisor and head of Department of State. So he's a very powerful figure now. But in there, he was perfect dude.
Therefore has no reason to lie, right? He's definitely going to tell us the truth.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So Davis was in there, put off Stratton, which we haven't seen a lot of. He was head of AATIP
Mm-hmm.
with Elizondo. So he goes, I saw non-human crafts and bodies. Anyway, so these guys were set by Harry Reid, right? AATIP was set up by Harry Reid and AAWSAP to
Yeah.
and find these programs.
I mean,
And
it sounds like a really cool, really cool film to watch. It's just, I don't
I know it's
trust.
more stories. It's more stories, and
Yeah.
there's
I,
and we'll see that in some of like
yeah.
the reviews that were done. New York Times covered it as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it will bring on new people. That is for sure, because there's good information in there presented very well. But again, it's just the same stories. Like for people like us who've been researching this for a long time, and other people's like, all right, yes, we heard it. Now, is anyone gonna show any proof of this? Kind of thing. And that's where we're at with it.
Yeah. I want to ask before we get any deeper into the episode, are we going to play any music this week, or are we just skipping that?
We can do that.
No. I'm just
Instead of getting right into it, I mean, I want to try getting into it.
all right. Let's get into it then. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. We can start with the trailer first.
Sure. Yeah. Let's do it.
All right.
We've had repeated instances of something operating in the airspace over restricted nuclear facilities, and it's not ours.
These are otherworldly things that are performing maneuvers that haven't been seen.
I have seen with my own eyes non-human craft and non-human beings.
This is so secret. There have been very few people in our entire government that have been allowed or provided access to it.
Even presidents have been operating on a need-to-know basis, but that begins to ramp out of control.
It's not acceptable to have secret parts of government that no one ever sees. People have been hurt protecting and hiding this information.
Some people claim it would cost them their lives if they spoke out about these things.
You had information being locked away that could change the trajectory for species.
Riveting.
This is the biggest discovery in human history.
Oh yeah, Melon.
Yeah.
Riveting.
I mean, it is really cool though,
It is, yes, and it's done really well. And I think dark journalists will probably say it well about what this thing could be and maybe what it is. But I would say that it still shows a fight in the government between who want to keep it and want it out.
Yeah. We've talked about on the show before. There does seem to be a schism between people who want this information out and people who don't, and it's going all the way through the government.
And they do talk about the whole demon thing, right? That they're like, oh, you're doing the devil's work by looking into this. Like there are people, on these committees who are, see this through a religious lens and want to stop research, or at least stop these guys. It might be like a tactic, just say, hey, these are demons. Don't look at this anymore.
Yeah.
Right. It could be just a intelligence.
Yeah. I mean, there's multiple schisms, because there is that religious part of government, people who are in government that, I don't know, they feel that way, and they want to stop any kind of interest in this subject,
right,
by going, hey, it's demons,
right? It's all demons because God created basically angels, demons, and humans. So that's it. That's all we have, and that's how it has to be seen through that lens. So that's why a lot of these guys like, what? I can't believe I heard that. Like Stratton, he's saying he bring it up to his commands. He's like, what are you talking about? These are physical things that we have on several sensors, and I'm telling you, these are crafts, and you're telling me they're demons. It's pretty funny.
I mean, it becomes a philosophical debate. I mean, who is Jesus? What was he really? Angels, like when you start looking into what the biblical accurate angels, like what are those things? Because they're insane looking,
Right. Exactly.
and then it turns into what is religion, and it's a whole thing, man.
Yeah, because our religions came from the sky, right? And
Yeah.
they're called. I once had a teacher in high school, and I've always been into UFOs and stuff, but I never got into the philosophical discussions about it, right? Because no one wanted to talk. I mean, I would never say I was into UFOs and stuff. I'll be ridiculed. But I had a teacher from Arizona that he thought that Jesus was taken up by a UFO and that he was a hybrid. I was like, what? So, it's been out there with that subject, especially Jesus, because an immaculate birth, basically it was probably an IV baby.
But I mean, you weren't allowed to talk about UFOs for a long time. I mean, I know we do it on the show, obviously, but up until, I don't know, what,
2017, I would say, with the New York Times article. Yeah.
I mean, you just, if you started talking, like I remember in college bringing up the UFO subject with the girl I was dating at the time, and she was just like, yeah, okay, weirdo,
Yeah, totally.
I want to have a serious discussion about this because it's super important.
No, I got to the point where I was not even like arguing with people anymore. Yeah. And what, she just dismissed it. You wanted to talk with her, and she just dismissed it.
So specifically, what happened was I was watching the stream from the God dang it, what's the thing we have in the ISS. I was watching the ISS live stream, and they cut immediately after witnessing something. And I said, babe, hey, come here. You need to look at this. This is really important. ISS just saw something and they cut the stream. And why would they cut the stream if it wasn't something super important? And she just goes, I mean, they cut the stream because the stream cut.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
And I was like, what are you and I was like screaming in my head. I'm going like, what are you talking about? Like, we need to talk about this. Like, it just like we just saw something on camera. And she goes, you're making way big of a deal about this. And I just go, that's when I understood that you're not allowed to talk about this kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Most people are in that camp. Like, just forget about it. I don't want to. Yeah. So he's Dark Journalist talking about the Age of Disclosure documentary. He goes, director of the CIA big budget documentary Age of Disclosure, Dan Farah, who is counter-intel obster Lou Elizondo's agent and Steven Spielberg's producer, is making the rounds from Bill Maher, CNN, and now Joe Rogan. No tough questions about why disgraced ex-DNI James Clapper is the main spokesman in the film, or why the intel agencies funded it. Time to get real here. This is not disclosure. The CIA is launching a false UFO threat operation while hiding the real UFO file. And even if we're a lone outpost, we will expose the PSYOP. And this is tomorrow. This is on Friday. So, you have that camp, right?
Yeah.
Who are saying that this is just a CIA op documentary. And then you have the others like Richard Dolan and saying, listen, it's a win. Let's just take it, right? They're trying to get this information out. Let's try to be aware that it's going to be a narrative, like a threat op narrative. Yes, DJ's right. But let's take this win. Let's try to get this information out there and educate the public. But he's right. DJ's right. Yeah.
I mean, I still have questions about why Richard Doty is, even I mean, he got a guy killed. He killed what's his name? And
Yeah, Benowitz. He's
yeah,
not in the
Benowitz.
documentary.
No, and this has nothing to do with the documentary, but I mean, and people still take him seriously, and he like he literally worked for the CIA to promote disinformation, and we still like treat him a-okay in the UFO field. It makes no sense to me. And it's the
I'd
same
say
thing
more
with
than half.
this.
I'd say more than half of them have disavowed him. But yeah, unfortunately, there's still people that listen to the guy, and he's on shows and they interview him. He's on Gaia all the time as well, which tells you a lot about what Gaia is.
Yeah, seriously, yeah.
So even New York Times did a review, not too bad. There's one quote here which I thought was funny. This is from, I think, is it Burleson? Yeah, from Burleson. He goes, "I think we've had enough hearings, and it's now time for hard evidence or receipts." He said in an interview while waiting for his colleagues to arrive. "I'm trying to find the receipts. In private conversations, I've been given enough information to find them. I just don't have access." So, I mean, this is the predicament we're in. The same predicament.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the same boat. Like, I do want the receipts. Like, I want to know, like what's true, what's fake, because it's been clear. Like, that's why I brought up the Richard Doty thing. Like, it's been clear that we've been fed a lot of misinformation over the years, right? And so I want to know what's true and what's fake. And, are we really flying things around, naval bases just to, I don't know, make a story, make it seem fake?
Oh, you're talking about Tic Tac?
Yeah. Like, I
mean, Tic Tac was definitely, I mean, it's looking like it's the real deal. I mean,
but
whenever
is
we looked
it?
at it too.
But this is what I'm talking about. Is it?
I mean, I can't speak for 100%.
How do you know?
No one can.
Yeah.
But but you can look at evidence and see that it's more than likely.
I mean, I think it's real, but this is what the U.S. government does, man, is they get into our heads.
Yeah. I mean,
and
they know psyops.
Proven.
Yeah, they know psyops. You have Michael Aquino, other people like that who've designed these things in the early 40s, how to psyop us, and it's been intertwined with the UAP issue since the beginning.
Yeah.
He's now he did the CNN tour as well. This is Dan Farah on CNN with Jake Tapper.
Unidentified anomalous phenomenon, what we used to call UFOs, are real. They are spying on and interfering with nuclear and military activity. They have crashed on Earth, and their non-human bodies have been recovered.
Now, CNN, just to say something, CNN doesn't usually say, like, there's no joking around here. There's no X-Files music. He's not laughing. He's saying that he is saying saucers have crashed. Okay, so just
I
point that out.
I do appreciate that.
And the U.S. government has been covering it all up for decades. Those are the arguments featured in The Age of Disclosure, which is a serious contender in the Oscar race for Best Documentary. It debuts this Friday in some theaters and on Amazon Prime. And it features a bipartisan group of 34 senior members of the U.S. government, military, and intelligence communities, all of whom go on the record claiming to have direct knowledge of UAPs, unidentified anomalous phenomena. In a clip that is exclusive to the lead we're going to show you right now, then Senate Intelligence Committee Vice Chair, now Secretary of State Marco Rubio, explains how deep these layers of secrecy can go.
I think there's this assumption that presidents can walk in the Oval Office on day one and say, all right, take me to Roswell, show me the alien bodies. I want to see the video of the autopsy. I want to see the whole thing, open it up. I think that really is a naive understanding of how our government works. Even presidents have often been.
Can you pause it really quick?
Certainly.
Yeah.
So one of the biggest conspiracies is that Eisenhower made a deal with the aliens, but he also essentially said no president after me can know about this.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
That's what this guy's talking about.
He actually said a lot of intelligent stuff about how the government works with this and how these lifetime bureaucrats that just, they don't get changed. They keep this stuff secret. And like some head of DNI comes like Tulsi and she wants to know about this and they just wait her out until she's gone and they don't have to tell her anything. And then, and he literally says that. And he says something that also someone else comes in, gets read in, doesn't tell anyone else. Once he leaves, then that information is gone with them as well, he says. So it's very difficult to get to. Yeah.
Hey,
I mean,
man,
layers.
I might, maybe this is crazy to say, but our government kind of sucks, doesn't it?
Well, if you're classifying reality like this, there's something deeply wrong. Yes. I mean,
we have
classify reality.
We have, yeah. But we have proof that they like, like the electric car, was 50 years
20s.
ago, and
Right,
and big gas bought, essentially shut that down. Our government shut that down. You look at the 2008 crash. Like I just watched the big, what's it called?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. About 2008 crash. The big hedge, not hedge, the big bet, something like that. Yeah.
Like our government, man. Like I love America. I love living here. But man, our government just sucks.
It's at the end of the empire. It's a declining empire.
Yeah.
And it's why this stuff's coming out too, because they can't contain it like they used to be able to.
Right. They used to push everyone jokes about Russia pushing people out of windows and stuff. Our government does the exact same.
Oh yeah. So yeah, let's continue this one. I think he's interviewing Farah.
True from a historic standpoint, the rationale, the justification was the president shouldn't know about these things because that way the president always has deniability. All they need is a nod in this direction or in that direction. But that begins to ramp out of control. Frankly, I don't even know if the president would know who to ask. You could go to the director of the CIA, nowadays the director of national intelligence, and ask them. And even that person may not know because those people rotate. But the people 3 layers underneath them that are there for 30 years, to them, it's like I've seen these people come and go. I have no obligation to tell them it exists. It just never percolates out.
Exactly.
Joining us now to discuss is Dan Farah. He's the director of the Age of Disclosure. So first of all, let me say I saw it last night, and it is riveting and fascinating.
Riveting.
Congratulations. This is a subject that we've covered on the show, but you really, this is above and beyond.
Thank you.
The Secretary of State, then a senator, goes on the record there to provide a window into how deeply hidden this knowledge really may be.
Yeah, that Rubio clip sums up how significant the cover-up is. Every one of the 34 intelligence, military, and government officials I interviewed told me that not only is the public kept in the dark, but Congress is kept in the dark, and all sitting presidents have been kept in the dark.
So
we've been saying this for years, right? And the UFO community has been saying this for years, and it's just still a secret. Like, it's open secret.
This is literally what I was just talking about. Is the whole conspiracy thing about Eisenhower making a deal with the aliens and then making it a sealed document where any president after him cannot know about this. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
MJ12, and then it goes into the corporate world. So it's part of an international corporate elite that owns this file, that knows everything about it. And it's because of, like he said, deniability, right? We can't FOIA those companies. We can't FOIA those companies either. So it's just
right. They can
farmed out to these corporations.
They can keep making planes that just disappear.
Yes, and make computer chips and patent them and make whatever technologies and patent them and put it into the infrastructure and make billions and trillions out of it.
Make it so the iPhones spy on you. Listen to your words, even though when they're quote unquote shut off.
Yeah, it's weaponized. It's weaponized.
Yeah.
Right. Sure. Yeah, that's what they do. They take this technology to weaponize it instead of free us and make life better. Makes life better for them. That's for sure. right?
Yeah, I mean that's why I get so pissed off about, when people talk about right versus left. It's not right versus left, man. It's up
No,
versus
up and
down.
down. Yeah, 100%. Yes. Yep. I have to agree with
Yeah,
that.
they keep themselves safe and rich, and
Mhm.
they don't have
Perpetually.
to worry about anything, and then the rest of us have to fight for the scraps, man.
Perpetually in power, perpetually wealthy, while enslaving everyone else. And
Yeah,
the
exactly. Yep.
noose is getting tighter, as we can see, and we've discussed it as well on with the guys from Bitcoin Live. Is that that whole thing with social credit and how cash is going to go away? It's just going to be digital cash and
Yeah.
programmable cash.
Every horror story you see that's coming out of China, that's a trial ground for us.
Oh yeah, it'll be done differently, just to show that it's American. They protect your your privacy, but no, there's none of that. All right,
Yeah.
so let's continue with this
documentary,
Great.
a number of officials go on the record to reveal a UAP crash retrieval program where technologies and even, quote, non-human biologics have been recovered. Officials say there is a secret war between the US, China, and Russia to try and reverse engineer some of these alien technologies from these crashed UAPs. How big are the national security implications here?
They couldn't be bigger. So this race, this secret Cold War race that our nation is in with adversarial nations to reverse engineer technology of non-human origin, the stakes are far, far greater than the atomic race. One of the interview subjects refers to it as the Manhattan Project on steroids. This technology could be used to cause significant destruction, but it could also be used to revolutionize the way we live. So there's a lot of pros and cons to this race.
One pretty shocking revelation is how these beings, whatever they are, have allegedly interacted and spied on nuclear and military sites. Here's a quick clip from the documentary.
We've had repeated instances of something operating in the airspace over restricted nuclear facilities, and it's not ours.
They have both deactivated and activated nuclear weapons with both the United States and Russia.
These are otherworldly things that are performing maneuvers that haven't been seen.
The UAP activity surrounding nuclear weapons is not a historic issue. It's an ongoing issue.
And there are individual testaments from people talking about.
And there it is again, the whole nuke thing, how they're attracted to nukes, always looking after our nukes, monitoring our nukes, shutting them off, turning them on, in flight.
I just wish our government would come out and tell the truth about, yes, hey, there are aliens out there. We've got, we've captured their crafts, or we've collected their, crashed crafts, and we're trying to, we're trying to work. Yeah, but I mean, they can't, because then that would give us, 0-point energy and all that other shit.
I just don't get. Yeah, but that would revive I think they just hate this country, because that would revive the economy. It would bring more energy into it, a different spirit. It would raise the consciousness of Americans. That's a bigger universe out there, teeming with life. We're not alone. That would completely just revive everything. But I don't think they want that. They don't. They obviously don't want that.
They definitely. Yeah, no, they definitely don't.
Yeah, they hate the country. They hate the people. They hate freedom. That's what it really is. Because
I think that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, they want to be top dog, right? And you can't have freedom if they're going to be top dog.
Once again, it's up versus down, not left versus right.
Yeah, and that's the infuriating thing about this issue. Not just the reality of non-human intelligence, but that we don't need to be in the system that we're in, right? This fake scarcity that we have, and fighting all the time and competing, and which is not a bad thing. Lots of people see value in that. I do too as well. Competition is great. We can see that.
Right. I mean, that's what makes it better is trying to get better than the. Hold on.
Yeah, but the opportunities are not as they used to be in this country, right? It's just for a smaller and smaller few that get to compete. And
But that's what
technologies. Yeah.
that's what makes you better than who you're competing against is when you're in that competition, you go, okay, how do I get better than who I'm competing against? And that's what makes you great.
Yeah, when you apply it to this, if we really want to beat Russia and China, then give it to the people. Give it. We'll solve it in seconds. We'll make such cool technologies out of it. Again, I probably have said this before. Look what we've done to the internet. Look what we've done to cryptocurrency. When it was
Yeah,
given
but
to the people and we were allowed to develop it and given the freedom to develop it. Look what we've made out of it.
yeah, but
You
you
know?
haven't thought about the shareholders. What about them?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Right.
They need
Yeah.
to make $5.50 off of every gallon of gas.
Yeah. Look at Musk asking he got approved for $1 trillion salary or bonus, right?
Yeah.
$1 trillion. I mean, that's
because that guy definitely needs more money. Every billionaire on this planet, they definitely need more money.
I mean, his company wouldn't he wouldn't be using rockets, but I'm saying like that whole cell of building rockets to go to Mars is obsolete with these technologies. Completely obsolete. So
well,
is he
and it's a scam anyway because he's not going to Mars. Come on.
not with the rockets, unless it's insanely expensive. You don't need to. You just don't need to.
No, I
Or
just
or
mean,
or we're not even allowed to leave.
yeah.
But
I mean the whole I just think the whole project is a scam, obviously.
right, yeah. All right, let's see what else he says.
UAPs that they saw hovering over nuclear missile silos. It's terrifying.
There's been reoccurring activity over our nuclear weapons sites in this country and other countries, and over our most classified military bases all over the world. And obviously that's concerning because even if you are someone who can't wrap your head around the fact that this is non-human intelligent life and we don't know what their intentions are, the alternative is it's an adversarial nation.
Can you pause really quick?
penetrating our most secure.
How frustrating is this for you? Because this is something you and I and people like us have been talking about for, I mean, decades at this point.
You're crazy, man. You're crazy.
And people go, I mean, this is why I brought up the story with my ex-girlfriend earlier. Like,
yeah,
people just look at you and go like, I don't care. Or, they go like, no, that's just someone threw a dish out of a window or.
Oh yeah. Like I said, yeah.
I mean, this makes me, I mean, I'm glad it's finally like in the quote unquote mainstream, but I'm frustrated because this is the stuff I've been screaming about for decades at this point.
Right. Yeah. And I did mention, like, even me, like, I got to a point, this is in the early 2000s, where I wouldn't even argue anymore. Someone would start arguing with me, and they'll tell me, like, what, you're not going to argue? I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, I'm convinced. I don't need to convince you. I'm just over trying to convince people.
Yeah.
That's not my job. I'm convinced, and you're not convinced. That's fine, man. That's fine. Like, I used to show like NASA videos, these leaked NASA videos, and it used to show like an object going up, right? It would show the Earth, and it would show it going up. And like,
Sure.
oh, that's a comet. I'm like, comets don't go up.
I mean, it's just like even now, like, fine, we're past all that, but I'm still really frustrated about all of the past conversations I've had about UFOs, aliens, crazy things. Like, I'm really still frustrated about that.
Well, you were right. And they weren't, but maybe they weren't. You have to.
But I'm not going to get a call. I'm not going to get a call from my ex-girlfriend from 20 years ago to say, "Hey, you were right about this."
Oh, she thought about it. She probably thought about it.
No,
for sure.
I guarantee
she's human, man.
She didn't. No.
You think she still dismissed it?
No, I think she just goes, "Oh, hey, UFOs are real," and
I always knew that.
Yeah, and she doesn't.
I always knew that.
She doesn't think about her ex-boyfriend who told her about this, 10 years ago or whatever. That's
it's
I
frustrating.
mean, I know it's petty. But that frustrates me. Where I was like, I was explaining this so long ago, and so were you, and so was.
I mean, the PSYOP was so successful. It's just ridicule works. It just works. And
I mean, so many people were talking about this so long ago. I mean, how many stories have we covered from the 70s and 80s
Oh
or
yeah,
the 60s or the 50s?
all of them. Yeah, 30s and the
Yeah,
magenta
and
case as
everyone just
well.
goes, those are psychos, those are weirdos, you know.
Right, it's all fake.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right.
It's
So it's always been out there, but some people need the mainstream to tell them these things and big budgets, and so there's a plan. There's obviously a plan going on for a narrative, setting a narrative. And I'm not going to say disclosure's coming soon. I wouldn't dare say that, but there
Yeah, I
is
mean,
something happening with this.
I mean, at least, God, I mean, I don't watch CNN, I don't watch Fox News, I don't watch any of these big news networks. But at least it's making it on there, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad thing for our goals.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
disclosure. Yeah.
Right.
Your airspace. Those are your choices.
Right. But I mean, as Rubio has said in your documentary and has said publicly as well, the Russians and the Chinese are not centuries ahead of us when it comes to this technology.
No. Secretary Rubio makes it clear in the film, as do others, that we do not know where these UAP come from.
Yeah.
But there is absolutely no reason to believe they are from the United States or another nation state.
So it's called the age of disclosure because you're basically saying we are at the very beginning now of this new age where this is accepted, no longer mocked, no longer.
I gotta stop you here. We're at the beginning. Imagine 2017 was supposed to be the beginning. We're almost 10 years in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
But I mean, this is how mainstream media works.
It's so slow. Yeah. And if someone comes in to pay them, enough.
Yeah, I mean, but again, CNN, Fox News, whatever, they all have an agenda to push, but it's all about whoever's behind the scenes, right?
Yeah, that's what we have to be looking for. Exactly. So yes, we're happy that there's this renewed push for this, and they had a congressional screening and they showed us in Congress, and Rubio's in there, and he was lucky that Farah's lucky that he interviewed Rubio before who he is today. So now it brings it up to the White House level. So the White House is going to have to respond to this documentary, is what people are saying.
Well, it's the same thing with the Epstein files, right?
You still talking about Epstein?
Yeah, we're still. Yeah, he asked that question. Then it goes to the House. Then months later, goes to the House, goes to the Senate. Now it's on his desk. That's the last I've heard. I don't know if there's any.
Oh yeah, he signed it.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah, he signed it. MTG's out. You saw that?
I saw that. Yeah, resigning in January. Yep.
Yeah.
Stigmatized. So where are we going to be, do you think, in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years on this issue?
I think
Same
that
place we're in now.
The officials speaking up in this film are kicking off an era where the U.S. government's going to step up and officially make it known that we're not alone in the universe and that the U.S. intends to lead the way on this. I think you're going to see a lot of legislation start to get full support in the House and Senate to drive us towards legal disclosure of what can be shared comfortably with the public. I think we're entering an era of unprecedented transparency and disclosure, and I think it has to happen now, as the film reveals, because the stakes couldn't be higher. We are in a very significant, high-stakes Cold War race with China and Russia, most notably China, and we know their intentions are not great.
Yeah.
And it's important that we actually win this race and lead in this new era.
And
still a threat thing, right? Which is fine, but I think we are a declining empire, and if we really do have these assets, which are probably valued in the trillions of dollars, right? Bring them out, revive the economy.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to use this to make it another war,
right?
You know what I mean?
Cold War. Yeah, he just said it. It's a Cold War, another Cold War, and we have to win.
Right.
So unfortunate.
Yeah, it really is, man.
I mean, I know that I just don't want a dystopian future. That's all. We don't need to. It doesn't need to become a dystopian future.
But man, I kind of think we're living in the dystopian future.
It's what they're pushing for. We can push against it. We can win. We won with COVID, right? That push was
Did
going
we?
on with COVID.
Did
I mean,
we?
yeah. I mean, yes, we did push. It was bad, dude. It was bad. Oh yeah, we did. Or at least slowed it down. I mean, we didn't. Fine, we didn't win. These people are really hard. You can't really beat someone that owns the system. And
So
controls
like lost
But
the battle, won the war kind of thing.
Yes, yeah. We slowed it down because it was getting. It was. They were
I
ramping
mean,
up.
it
Right?
was absurd.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, I think I'm still suffering from it. Is that when we started? No, we started after that. We started in 2022. 2022 is when we started.
Yeah, we're at 141
Yeah,
or whatever.
142.
I'm there's 52 weeks in a year, so like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. Yeah.
3 years. We've been doing this for 3 years.
Have
October
we?
20. Oh shit! I don't even. You know what? All right. So anyway, moving on. He's Farah on Rogan. So it just shows you how that there's a huge marketing effort with this.
Yeah.
I know there's been multiple contact events, like straight up,
Coordinated
like
contact
straight up
events?
contact events. One of them is revealed in the film, actually, but there are more. There was this. Several of the people in my film talk about an event that happened at Halleman Air Force Base where 2 non-human crafts approached the base. One landed. Beings walked out and interacted with Air Force officials and CIA officials. And a couple people go on the record talking about that in the film. But there have been other events, I've been told.
How are those beings described?
They were described as tall, slender, humanoid.
Yeah, and just for context, those are the ones that looked like the Sumerians, right? Like ancient Egyptian, like they were, they were tall, yes, but like their garb was like an ancient Sumerian or Egyptian.
Can you imagine being some 18-year-old out of Nebraska or wherever?
Yeah.
And you're put on task to go meet these beings. Could you imagine that? How insane would that be? You just go like, Sarge, what should I do?
I know, it's insane. Just land and come out like that.
Yeah. I mean, what the hell? That's crazy.
Yeah, and a lot of people are saying that these are, very ancient humans, like the ancient gods that they met with. And why that base? And why that base? Because of nukes. Yeah. I mean,
go ahead and watch all of the Y-Files, but he's got a bunch of really good shows on the Anunnakis and stuff like that.
Yeah, and he definitely does. Anunnaki has been talked about a lot because it talks about beings from the sky that came down, and basically like it's Prometheus and giving humans knowledge about agriculture, about art, about mathematics, and it's like restarters of civilization. They're seen in South America as well. So it's these beings, that they're meeting with, type of beings.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, it'd be a life-changing experience, but like, what do you do after? You just go like, oh shit, well, that happened, I guess.
You go deeper and deeper, I guess, in the program.
Yeah.
I mean, since you've already had access and didn't freak out and didn't tell anyone.
Yeah.
Could you imagine the knowledge those guys have? So cool.
And then you tell someone on a program like the Joe Rogan show.
Yes. Well, right. Here's Dana Farah. It's going to be a couple or a few clips from the show.
And the another thing that I heard that gave me chills was that someone involved with a recovery interacted with a non-human being that was dying and heard thoughts in his head that said, you humans don't know your full potential.
Yeah,
and that was said to me by a very senior, older guy from the intelligence community.
No, that sounds like Virginia. In the Virginia case, same thing.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, so it seems like these, we've covered all sorts of beings on this show, right?
Yeah.
But it always seems like the conversations or the way they communicate is telepathic.
Yep. It seems like the technology is telepathic. They're telepathic. It just makes sense if you're an advanced species. That's the most efficient way. I would
Sure.
think instead of, right?
Yeah.
Instead of pointing and clicking, typing, just think it, and there
Yeah.
you are.
Why move your meat flaps if you can just think and the other person understands what you're thinking about?
Yeah, it's like godlike powers, actually.
Yeah.
If you can think something and it manifests. Here's another clip. I think is of landings or.
I wouldn't be surprised, man, if it happens soon after the film comes out.
Oh yeah, this is about Trump coming out, possibly.
I think a sitting president has to step to the microphone and say definitively, humanity's not alone in the universe. We have recovered technology of non-human origin. So have other nations. There is a high-stakes secret Cold War race to reverse engineer this technology. We need to win this race, and the U.S. intends to lead in this new chapter. I think that needs to happen, like a level set of basic facts, and I really do think it will happen.
Well, if that is going to happen, I think Trump might be the only guy that's willing to do something crazy.
I think it's very likely that he does that. I know that he is aware of the film. I know he's aware of what people in his administration say.
Has he watched it?
He has not watched it.
What?
Is this not the same clip that we just watched?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Unless it's mingled with the same one.
Okay.
Yeah, we can move on to this one.
Can you imagine if Trump becomes the UFO president?
I mean, he's the only one that would. Honestly, he's the only one that would.
Well, I don't know. Bill Clinton loved UFOs. He loved Independence Day, the movie.
Yeah, he tried. For some reason, Trump they give him the information. I don't get it. The military loves the guy, and he's got a hexeth in there.
Well, and then there was all that news this week about Trump, doing sexual things with Bill Clinton. Did you see all that?
The Bubba thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When people talk about the successful back engineering of these things, what are they saying? Are they saying that they can fly around Earth? Are they saying they can go outside of Earth's atmosphere and go into deep space with these things? Like, what have they said we are currently able to do with these back engineered crafts that we've supposedly
people that I can't
ourselves?
attribute the statement to that were very credible sources told me that some of the UAP activity in space specifically is reverse engineered technology.
Okay. Does that mean in space in low Earth orbit, or does that mean traveling through the solar system?
What was implied to me was traveling through the solar system.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So
that's the Fluxliner craft, right? That from the 80s. From that show, did we? I'm sure we've covered. Yeah, we've covered. I don't think we've done a deep dive into the Flux.
We have not.
The McClandish one. He was also supposed to go to Congress, but he killed himself with a shotgun. But yeah, his story
was it twice in the back. Back in the head,
right.
Like usual.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's the one that said in the 80s. At a U.S. or an Air Force show or an air show that some general was giving a lecture, and behind him were these craft that looked beat up because they traversed the solar system, but they were floating off the ground. This is in the 80s, so it just gives credence to what he's saying. We should cover the McClandish case. McCandish or McClandish, something like that.
I have no knowledge of that. So.
Oh yeah. Okay, we'll cover it maybe next week. No, next week we got the Thanksgiving show with the guys.
That's right.
Yeah, but after that, we can cover it after.
Yeah, I'd love
are
to
these?
Here's another thing. Someone that same person said to me, by the way.
Yeah.
So before I forget, that their belief is that the technology we have would not be pulled out even to stop a world war. It would not; those cards would not be shown until moments before, like a nuclear war situation. So they wouldn't pull it out to stop like any of the wars we've experienced in the last, since World War II. They wouldn't, regardless of how many.
It has to get to 9.
It has to get to a level where there's no other option.
Wow.
Because it's show your cards.
We've been saying that too. Not a surprise. I mean, yeah, they're not going to pull. I mean, there are quotes from Ben Rich saying that it would take an act of God to get these things out. And yeah, it's basically if the civilization is destroyed, then we bring this stuff out. Basically.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said earlier, like whatever makes the shareholders richer. I mean, that's really honestly what it comes down to.
Yes, they are extracting as much wealth as possible.
Yeah. I know I sound like a socialist or whatever, but
they're extracting as much wealth as possible from this civilization. It's until the time is run, then they'll bring out this new stuff. So it's like someone holding the fire hose and putting their thumb, or just any hose, and putting their thumb on it. They're the ones directing where technologies go, when they come out, how they benefit people, who would they benefit. Yeah,
they're waiting for the House to get down to its final stages before they start putting the fire out.
Yeah. We have a huge middleman between us and reality. Isn't that nice, humanity? Here's a final clip from that show. It talks about the species and what Dan has been informed.
Yeah.
So if it's not ours, what is the predominant theory of what they are?
The predominant theory is that they is multiple species.
Yeah.
And there's no one answer. Everyone I talk to who has real visibility to the crash-retrieval program says the non-human bodies that have been recovered in some of these crafts all look different. There are multiple species. The universe is full of life.
How many different species?
I've heard of at least 4 body types that were recovered. One of the really interesting things is that there's no one answer, right?
Right.
Some non-human intelligent life that's here might have benign intentions, and some might have bad intentions.
So it's just lots of them teeming with life. Of course, they're all going to be different, have different craft, have different
well, it's an interesting
tensions.
I mean, I could yak for days about all of this. I mean, we've got the 4chan leaker from a year ago who was saying that everything is built specifically for whatever they're going out and trying to do, right?
Right. Made to spec, yeah.
Which would explain, why there's, you see, these people have reported seeing different alien life, or NHIs as they call them, on the crafts, or if you go with some of the older stuff, there's like 100 different life forms that are visiting Earth.
Exactly.
Or it's something mundane and stupid, like they were here before, they've always been here. They live below the Earth and we just haven't discovered them yet. I mean, there's no real, or they're from another dimension. I mean, there's no
all the above. Jim Marrs said it's all the above.
There's no
time travelers
at this point.
Yeah. Is it time travelers? Is it aliens? Is it interdimensional? Is it ancient civilization? Yes, it's all the above.
Yeah. Oh, it's humans from thousands of years down the road who have time traveled back. Yeah, I mean, there's no explanation.
Look who's back. Grush is back.
I'm happy to see him. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been years. So obviously you can see this is kind of an effort, right? And he works very closely with with Elizondo and the AATIP team. So this is before they released it. This was on Friday, so right before they released it.
Cool.
He came out and did a Fox interview with Brett Baer.
Now to the House UAP task force. Thanks for being here. Thank you for having me on, Brett. So since then, people say, where is the evidence? What's happening? Why don't we know more right now, almost 2 years later?
Well, certainly the last administration didn't help. And my hearing, of course, was during the last administration, and they were not exactly super transparent on this issue, unfortunately. But now that the task force has been created, I've been able to, guide the members within the boundaries of what they're actually cleared for.
When people look at this, they look online, they say there's a lot out there. There's a lot of people talking about encounters. There's a lot of people talking about videos, and we've seen a lot of that. Can we just cut it down to, you believe that we have encountered alien beings and that they've come to Earth and that we know about it as a U.S. government?
That seems to be the case. I don't like to characterize necessarily where they came from. They're definitely some kind of non-human sentience, but it is true, believe it or not, we've recovered the vehicles, and we actually have physical proof. And I was actually partially cleared into some of those activities. It was beyond oral testimony provided to me. I actually had partial access to the data and actually read the intelligence reports resulting from those programs.
Like
and
with your own eyes,
Correct.
you saw it.
Yes.
And so when people say this is kooky, this is out there, there's nothing to back it up.
I don't speak for other parts of the government, but I can tell you NASA, which I speak for, is open and transparent with our data.
Do you believe what Mr. David Grush said, or is he lying?
Whatever he said, where's the evidence?
What do you say?
Certainly members of this current administration are very, very well aware of this reality. Certainly the current president is very knowledgeable on this subject, and I trust his leadership on it. And I think he's assembled an
See, they were showing that NASA, the head of NASA, it was during the Biden administration. So he was saying when he did his congressional testimony, it was during Biden and they didn't help at all. Obviously, yeah, they didn't. They tried to cover it up more. So hopefully this administration, with Rubio in there and Tulsi and RFK Jr., I mean, it's the best one if we're going to get anything out of it.
So, man, you really think so? I don't. I have the.
If there is one administration, it'll be this one. I don't see any. The other ones are too connected to. I mean, not saying Trump is deep state. He definitely surrounds himself with deep state. But like RFK Jr., Tulsi,
I don't know,
definitely
man.
deep state.
Just watching this clip, I went the opposite way. I said, I was thinking to myself, "Oh no, we lost Grush."
Why? What did Grush say?
I mean, he's on Fox News speaking about how the president knows and all this other stuff, and I mean, maybe
they're trying to get him. They're trying to get him to. They're trying to get this administration to just announce it.
Right, and maybe. I mean, I think they do all know, but I think they're still sticking to. They're going to find ways to squeeze themselves out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. In the documentary, who was it? Someone was saying he went to during the first administration, he went to the Treasury Secretary Mnuchin, and he told him about this, right? And he goes, "Okay, fine, but what does it mean financially?"
Exactly.
If I say this to the American people, what does that mean financially? You have to come up with that study, and convince me that it's not going to destroy the economy. And so, yeah, I mean, we're in that predicament. We're still in that predicament.
Yeah, I mean, they always say, like, we've talked about it on the show, like, oh, everyone would lose their minds if we told them the truth about UFOs and aliens, religion would collapse and all this other stuff. But I don't think that's what. I'm starting to get more and more into the belief that they don't tell anyone the government knows. They of course they know, but they won't tell anyone the truth because for whatever reason they're going to lose, financial things. They're going to lose their money.
Right, because this system is propped up with lies and narratives.
Yeah.
Those narratives collapse, the system collapses, and confidence in the system collapses too. If there's someone just
even though it's already, the confidence in the system is already collapsing.
It's collapsing. Yeah, so that's why maybe they have no choice. They need something. They need something like crazy like this to gain trust, to have a positive spin on things, positive narrative, new technologies coming in. It would work. It would if they just do it. But like,
see, no, I'm completely the opposite
good.
direction.
That's nice.
I think it would continue it would just make people even angrier, and I think the economy would collapse if they announced hey, we have all this stuff, because people would just go like, why are you telling us now? You should have told us decades ago. What's wrong with
Right, and there is a way, and that's why I think they're doing it this way. This still so slow PR push. But if it comes to reviving the economy and people's lives get better because of it, I think they'll be for it. It's always the economy.
No, it's like I said. I mean, it's always financial reasons.
It is
for doing anything.
Yeah, that's what killed Biden. It was what killed him was the economy, and because of the open borders, obviously.
Yeah,
the economy was shit, and then Trump came in. So yeah,
it's really. I kept seeing the gas station I go to all the time. I always saw, like, when Biden was in charge, I always saw that I did that stickers. You remember those things?
Oh yeah, the Biden stickers.
Yeah, and now gas is more expensive than ever at that gas station.
It is. Oh, mine dropped here.
Wow.
I guess it depends. I see what else Crush is saying.
Team cabinet, and I really believe if Trump wants to be the greatest president and the most consequential leader likely in world history, he certainly has the knowledge, the capabilities, and understanding of some of these sensitive government transparency issues.
I have access, and I speak to people about it. I've had actually meetings on it. People that are very smart and very solid have said they believe there is something out there. And, it makes sense that there could be. I've never been convinced, even despite that. I just, for some reason, it's not my thing.
So you think, one, he knows, and two, he's open to transparency on UAPs?
He certainly is very well informed on this issue. Leave it at that. I don't want to get ahead of what the president might want to reveal personally.
There's been a role to cover this up, you're saying, through administrations. And there have been people who have been threatened and told not to testify.
I was physically threatened even before I sent in my Intelligence Community Inspector General report under the previous administration. I actually had to go and seek legal protection that way because I was, literally in fear, both professionally and in my personal life.
And when you mentioned in that testimony of recovering the pilots or remains non-human, that's something that you saw as far as the intelligence with your eyes?
Yes. And it is a very uncomfortable, even for me now, as somebody who's seen it, experienced it, even talking about it, because it's so outside a normal person's worldview to understand that there is this biological sentience that have piloted these crafts that don't necessarily look 100% like you and I.
Were there pictures? Were there?
There were. Yes, there were.
When I said from another planet or from outer space, you said we don't know where they're from. Is it interdimensional? What are we talking about?
I've talked to a lot of, I'll call graybeards on the program. That is a subject of hot debate on origin. As a guy trained in physics formally as well in my background, I leave an open mind on what the origin is. Certainly, there is the extraterrestrial hypothesis, and they could be coming from elsewhere off Earth, but I don't usually go there because I did not see that data, and I'm not conversant in the high confidence theories that the U.S. government had.
I'm not aware of any remains that the department has of any signs of extraterrestrial beings or activity or technology.
You say we, the U.S. government knows, but there are many other governments around the world. Do they know?
They have their own programs, and like I said 2.5 years ago, we have been in arms race with our peer competitors, namely Russia and China, and they have their own programs in this regard. And I was actually able to view a body of intelligence that discussed adversarial programs, and I'll leave it at that.
We've recovered things, you say, bodies and physical remains. Was there a sense that the motive of how they got here, what they were doing, was it peaceful, not peaceful?
We've seen a mixed bag of activity. And motive and intent, why they're visiting, that's once again, that gets into our assessments, not necessarily, we can't quite understand the intent of some of the sentience and why they're visiting. Could it be because we have interesting genetic material on Earth? We're a Jurassic Park tourist attraction for them. Could be a myriad of reasons.
For the other people who are coming out, you say to them what? You've obviously faced intimidation. You talked about harassment. There are reports that others have too.
I say that there's hope. Certainly, Congress values whistleblower information right now, and certainly, I believe there's an appetite with the administration to do the right thing on this as well. And there's some other things that are happening behind the scenes that I'll let the administration discuss when they're ready.
Interesting. What's his name? Trump only watches Fox. I mean, so they're talking to him. So it does seem like some effort to get Trump to release, right?
Yeah, I guess.
They're lobbying him, at least, is what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Is this Entertainment Weekly? President Trump could reveal existence of non-human intelligent life in near future.
Near future. It's always coming soon, isn't it?
Always coming soon. Yeah. Near future is the new one.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Truthfully, I don't think we're ever going to hear something about UAPs or aliens or UFOs from the Trump administration. Just because I think he thinks it's a weird topic and just don't touch it.
Because he's just he's from that
Era.
Yeah, exactly. That generation is like, yeah, sure, but I'm not gonna tell you what I think.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, what if they are I mean, it would shake up a lot of things if they are interdimensional, like not coming from Mars, they're not coming from Venus.
Well,
they're coming from another dimension, and
Put-off said that you would still even if you're coming from another planet to get here in any speed, you would still have to use interdimensional technology.
No. That's
to do that.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about aliens from some
No,
planet or
obviously. I'm
galaxy
saying that
far away.
people studying it and looking at it will
Yeah.
see the technology as interdimensional and say that it's interdimensional when it's probably not, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. But I'm just saying it would, like I can trying to think from a governmental point of view, I can understand why they wouldn't tell anyone if they knew these things were coming from, the sixth dimension or whatever.
Right.
Because it's like, then you have to explain the larger, okay, we're, what is the universe? Is this a simulation? All this other stuff.
And maybe they just don't want to say they don't know. We
Yeah.
just don't know, and that scares people. We don't have control, and that scares people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
But maybe just not saying that. I mean, if they can just release that that we have proof of other life around here, it's not just us. That whole narrative that's just us, and the whole thing was created for us and humans.
Sure.
Hopefully that'll just raise humanity's consciousness and change what's going on down here.
You've got a lot more faith in humanity than I do.
Yeah, I do. I think most people are
That's
good.
good, man. That's good.
Yeah. At least from what I see, what I experience, most people are good people and they want what's good for them and for humanity. It's a very small percentage, but they're loud, they're motivated, and they crave power. And that's the problem,
Yeah. So this is from the UFO subreddit on Reddit, a website that I love and hate both at the same time. The title of this is Wikipedia's scientist rejection of age of disclosure is literally just two guys looping. So this is kind of what the mainstream media does is, so we've got age of disclosure, right? And the people that come out against it, they're used in, they'll be used in Fox News or CNN or whatever. And that's used as the proof that the UFO UAP stuff is fake or made up or whatever. And it's just two people. This article specifically is talking about two people just talking to each other, and it just gets repeated over and over again on different news sites, and it's really, really frustrating.
And then it's used in Wikipedia as a source, right?
Yeah,
That-
it's used as proof when it's not proof.
right. And then what is AI trained on? Wikipedia and Reddit as well. So
Yeah.
maybe it will see at least this take, maybe.
Yeah, I doubt it.
What is it said? Yeah, rejected by scientists. The entire premise has been rejected by scientists, quote unquote. When of course no one, that's not true at all.
Yeah, not even a little bit.
Right. I mean, science.
It's so frustrating, man.
Yeah, and that's the schism again, right? So you do still have the deep state or someone just trying to say, "Oh, this is all bullshit."
Yeah. And it's the fact that it gets used as proof, I mean, is just absurd because they know nobody will look deeper than a headline, right? They'll read the headline and they go, UFOs are fake. Done. And they're out.
Right. Yeah, exactly. If you remember, who said, was it on, I think it was on Weaponized, where he said that the entire internet is just gasoline and then all you have to do is just put something in there, light a match. So it could be something debunking, but then it just goes everywhere and then it's seen as proof.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, this is why I hate Reddit. It's the same thing, is that someone will say something, it'll get repeated over and over and over again, even though the first person who said it is wrong.
Right. Not just wrong, but debunking with lies.
Yeah.
So
Most of the time they're lying. Go ahead.
this is from the Liberation Times, and it's a great article. He does have an unnamed source, but it is what it is, and it links back the whole crash retrievals thing with the CIA and the DoD, but links it back to the Magenta Craft and the Manhattan Project.
Do you want to read the title of the article?
CIA and DoD engaged in decades-long retrieval, tracking, and exploitation of UFOs, including Italian Magenta Craft, sources reveal. Great article. I can take some snippets.
If you're a first-time listener of the show, sorry for my cold, but everything that we talk about in the show always gets included in the show notes.
That is correct. So you guys can dive deeper into this, but here the source is talking about transferring materials. In terms of materials recovered, I know of one occasion whereby a designated individual within the CIA's Directorate of Operations collaborated with other agencies to decide which contractor to engage for analysis and exploitation. So the CIA is divvying up these material when they do a crash retrieval to different contractors.
Yeah, I mean that sounds right.
Yeah, but that reason was used in the 90s. No, sorry, in the early 2000s, because George Bush apparently wanted to disclose, or apparently, according to the Age of Disclosure documentary, George W. Bush wanted to disclose the reality of UFOs and NHI. So they did a study, and Puthoff was part of that study. And one of the things they came out of is we can't disclose because the other contractors that weren't given material to benefit from will sue the U.S. government, and it'll be just a complete mess. I know it's a complete mess.
It's once again, how does this affect the shareholders? Oh my
right.
God.
Yes.
So
exactly.
frustrating.
It's all about the shareholders and their money.
Yeah.
Right.
That's all what it comes down to. My God.
I know. Yeah. Such a decision depends on the circumstances. For instance, if the object is submerged and capable of undersea propulsion, it would be prudent to perhaps involve general dynamics. However, if it crashed into the sea from beyond Earth's orbit, other contractors would be considered. The source added that until recently, U.S. and Chinese intelligence agencies had also been tracking UAP and exchanging data. Not a surprise there when it comes to these levels, but it's so it's when it comes to Russia, China, and the US, they're probably like not even enemies when it comes to UAP, right? If it's another species.
Yeah, I don't know. No. I don't think I don't think the aliens, would view us
Differently? Yeah, no, they wouldn't.
right.
Where is the other quote? Especially about what do you call it? The magenta crowd. So 3 separate sources have independently told Liberation Times that a mission to expedite the surrender of Italy, led by its director William Donovan and known as the McGregor Project, possessed intelligence about a non-human craft that crashed in Magenta, northern Italy in 1933. We covered that. Actually, we did a deep dive. I'll link it to the show so you guys can watch it. Here it is. They found microfilm roll. The McGregor Project was transferred to Research and Development Branch on June 21st, 1944. And then they're saying that got into it, transferred into the Manhattan Project after that. So the Magenta craft was put into the Manhattan Project as well. And basically CIA runs the crash-retrieval project with the DoD, but the CIA is the one that looks at the classification and denies access or allows access to a person or corporation.
So I'm going to throw a weird conspiracy theory that I'm throwing out there that I made up myself. I mean, I guess it's not really. Do you think we have another sector of government that's unheard of that is basically in charge of UFO stuff? Like, there's probably CIA parts. There's probably MJ12 probably runs it, but I'm starting to get the feeling, just looking at these articles and videos and everything we've done over the past couple of years. I do think there's a UFO segment of the government that no one has ever heard of. Like the Chinese have their own version of the CIA that we don't know the name of.
Yeah, for sure. There's so many agencies we don't know the name of. So many intelligence agencies. Just even this special access programs, right? These are things that they're unacknowledged as well. So even if you know the name, good luck even finding it.
Yeah.
Right. USAPs, unacknowledged special access programs.
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure. Yeah. And that is an extremely hidden part of the government. And probably for good reason when it first started, right? And the technology, definitely for good reason. But
Sure.
not the reality we're not known.
When Eisenhower signed the deal. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So also he says here, in terms of retrieval operations, officers from the CIA's Directorate of Operations are assigned to the WCPMC, granting its leadership direct access to intelligence on missions involving non-human material recovery. This includes missions led by the Directorate of Operations Maritime Branch, which specializes in undersea retrievals. Sources have informed Liberation Times that additional types of retrieval operations occur between the CIA and certain elements of the DoD. Yeah, man. It just shows you how it's mostly an intelligence agency and then high levels of DoD, not lower levels of DoD.
Yeah. And then it goes to, but that's the thing, is like, they will parcel out this information to companies like Boeing and like these big, companies, so they can make their, I don't know, planes better or whatever, or they make the F-22 better or whatever. It's so frustrating that
any technology they can come up with.
We the public, Joe the plumber, we don't see any benefit. What
Only if it benefits them as well. Yes, we'll see benefits in
That's what I'm talking
computers,
about.
in crypto, in wireless technologies, stuff like that. As long as we it's a product that we pay for, we will benefit. Right.
Yeah, great. Love that.
Yeah. And weird enough, the same author, Chris Sharp, also wrote for the Daily Mail. So I guess he's writing there as well now. But a police chopper was forced to take emergency evasive action after being targeted by UFO over U.S. airbase last year. Unearthed report reveals.
How fun.
I know, right?
Can you imagine being that poor helicopter pilot? Like, I'm just here to fly a helicopter, sir or ma'am, and then you end up having to do like an emergency landing because of a UFO.
This thing targeted you. Tic Tac as well.
Yeah.
Witness even described.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
go ahead.
No. I was gonna say, yeah, it's kind of the same thing. You're just out on a routine mission, and hey, here's a Tic Tac UFO that we're gonna chase for 20 minutes and get nowhere.
I mean, if you are a helicopter pilot, and then a helicopter pilot that works around a U.S. nuclear base in England, you are going to see weird stuff, right? It's always those guys.
True.
Witness even described one of the UFOs as a Tic Tac, the same oblong shape reported by Navy aviators in 2004. The Daily Mail obtained images taken from a National Police Air Service NPAS EC-135 chopper of one of the unidentified aircraft, which was said to have targeted and come close to colliding with the helicopter mid-air around RAF Lakenheath.
I mean, like, I know you said, like, okay, if you're gonna take the job of a helicopter pilot around a nuclear airbase, you're still not expecting to see this. I mean, this is wild.
Yeah. The incident occurred amid weeks of reports of drones and unidentified objects breaching airspace over U.S. military bases in New Jersey, the wider Northeast, and overseas. A report by UK Aviation Safety Board attributed the chopper's close encounter to pilots misidentifying an American F-15 fighter jet flying in the area.
Of course, it said that.
But British police logs released under the Freedom of Information Act describe multiple high-tech drones targeting and appearing to pursue the law enforcement helicopter at high speeds. They were forced to take emergency evasive action in relation to a drone which came within a dangerously close proximity to them, said an incident log from Suffolk Police, recounting a debrief of the chopper pilots. Holy shit.
That's wild, man.
Yeah. Of course, they called them drones.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Mysterious drones. Now they're I love how they changed the name so much. Flying saucers was the first one, right?
I still can't believe
UFOs.
how quickly the story about the New Jersey drones, like, I can't believe how quickly that left the news cycle. I mean,
all it took was the White House.
The whole country was freaking out. And then Trump said, yeah, they're FAA approved or whatever.
Yep, and it was done.
Yeah.
So nuts.
Completely nuts, man.
They had to perform an emergency dive and described that they were pursued in the dive by two drones who matched their speed approximately 165 knots and then pursued them for several minutes out of the area.
Was the helicopter carrying nuclear weapons?
Good question. They feel that drones have targeted them and chased them off at approximately 140 knots, which is 161 miles per hour. A UK military source who has viewed the entire 30-minute video captured by the chopper's infrared camera said there was more to the incident than a close brush with a fighter jet.
Yeah, of course, obviously.
Hey, what's going on here? My computer's freaking out. In the 30-minute video with pilot audio, nobody mentions F-15s, the source said. They only talk about the drones, how they're basically mirroring the helicopter's movements, how fast the drones are going, that they're basically forcing them out of the area. The source added that the footage shows one object pursuing the craft, performing maneuvers impossible for a fighter jet. A fixed-wing craft is caught on the video where you can see a corkscrew move. I mean, drones can do that, the insider said. An F-15 cannot make a small corkscrew turn like that. Oh, so this is a video right here.
Nice.
The Daily Mail obtained a short section from the chopper video showing a small object, no more than a blob, on the infrared camera, slowly moving towards the top right of the screen. Oh, right here. That's tiny. These things are never impressive, are they?
I guess not. They do a good job of being incognito. I know you still haven't. I know I brought this up on the show multiple times. You need to read the Area 51 books. This exact thing, it happens in the books. That's why I've been trying to get you to read them, man.
One day. And so here they're showing the F-15 and the chopper. That they're showing that it really can't be the F-15 from where they, because when they saw it here, and here, the F-15 was here, and here.
Yeah, I mean, I think I can't speak for helicopter pilots, but I think they would know the difference between an orb and an F-15.
Exactly.
Would think.
It seems like they sent that F-15 to go after the orb or whatever it was, the mystery drone. And it just goes on and on about the report. They report that due to the size of said drones, the pilots could be miles and miles away, the log added, and they appearing to refer to UK military police protecting the air bases. Lakenheath, blah, blah, believe 10 to 15 drones have been at each one and appear not to be hobby drones. Yeah, I mean, when New Jersey was going on, we had Lakenheath in the UK. I think other parts of Europe as well that was happening with, and we were moving nukes.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, I only can assume that there's something nuclear going on, and that's why the orbs are chasing off that helicopter.
Mm-hmm. Third occurrence.
Yeah.
Anyway, cool stuff. You guys can continue reading this.
Man, these UFOs, they really do love nuclear stuff, huh?
It's like a land management system, protecting Earth. We're not owners of this place. We are shepherds.
Yeah, we're just kind of hanging out.
Yeah, we're taking care of it.
We're renting.
Yeah, exactly. And so this is on Chris Leto. He had not whistleblower, but a witness. He's an Army intel officer. Army intel officer sees UFO vanished over NORAD, which is the mountain base we have.
This reminds me of one of the TikTok videos. It's actually featured in our music video. The one that flies over.
Oh yeah, the Utah one.
Yeah.
Where's NORAD is in Wyoming, right? I think Cheyenne Mountain.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
And is in a depression, and there's a hill going up, like a grassy hill with stairs, and it's facing west towards Cheyenne Mountain. And we're chit-chatting, we're going from skiff to skiff, and when we got to the top of the stairs on top of the hill, Cheyenne Mountain is naturally in our field of view, and already over the saddle of the mountain, about 6 miles away. But I mean, 6 miles sounds like a long distance, but not in relation to a massive mountain on a very clear day. But clear as can be was a UAP just sitting perfectly still over that side. And having been in combat, it's kind of a similar experience where you just get that tunnel vision of, like, it's such a novel thing to try to process. You just get sucked in where time kind of stops, it stands still, or at least it feels like it. And I'm not exactly sure how long the incident lasted, but it was long enough for us to share a few terse words, some curse words, confirm that all 5 of us were seeing this object. And it was a lot to take in. Like, just the description of the object was something that I never could have imagined, and it's still hard to process because it was just so far out there. And
it's crazy, man, to be a military contractor and on a military base to see these things.
Yeah, definitely.
As big as a football field on top of Cheyenne Mountain, which is supposed to be extremely secure.
Excuse me. Yeah, I know, right? Like, you think that whole airspace would be really tightened up.
No, and here's this thing, just football field in size, hovering over the mountain. All right, so 3i Atlas. I found a really cool cool article on Medium from Earth Exists, and they're saying it's a 20-year plan they never told you about. So basically, when I read this and then seeing what Avi Loeb was doing, that it's definitely a psyop, that they were checking out this system, how this system works, and then using Avi as like a media guy to stir the conversation and get mainstream news to talk about alien comets. But it turns out, although these are very strange images, so basically these are leaked images with these codes on there. See how it says Umbra, and then down here it says Cassandra, Oracle, Argus. So they researched what these code names are, and it turns out that they're projects for monitoring near Earth objects that started 20 years ago. Yeah, so this is the one that came out from these sensors. These are satellites in space or some infrastructure we have in space for monitoring near Earth objects.
Yeah, I mean it is crazy.
But they go through each one of these, and I forget which one is which. I think it was Cassandra 20 years ago. It was a paper in a journal talking about near Earth objects and how we need to protect this planet. And so they obviously built out this infrastructure, and it was only put online months before 3i Atlas, which is weird, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And they use infrastructure to monitor it. And it turns out 3i Atlas is it's not normal comet. It's different because it's interstellar. But it was used to, I guess, as a trial run to see if they want to do like a blue beam type of project, that they could be able to do it, because a lot of people believe it, and they still believe that 3i Atlas is a alien object.
Sure. AJ over at the Y-Files has a great episode on I can't remember the name of the comet, but about it striking us and how comets often come in between us, the Earth, I mean, and our satellites, and we don't see them until the last second. And it's just
from the Oort cloud.
If you want to be more scared about life, go ahead and watch that episode.
And it's weird. The sun is reacting to 3i Atlas as well, because this is another CME, which is a coronal mass ejection. That was, and it was done before when it was coming towards the sun. I remember we covered that as well. So this is now when it's behind the sun. So here it is. Here's the sun in the middle. Here's 3i Atlas, and there's a CME that gets boom.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, again, I mean, we're humans. We have we truly would have no understanding of how aliens work. I mean, I know we've got all these movies and stuff, but that's, again, it's from a human perspective. And so, I don't know, maybe this is normal for...
Well, in an electric universe, they're saying comets are electric, and they're in Birkeland currents and filaments, and that's what they travel across. So if it is an electrical object, so is the sun. It's going to react to it, and that could be just a reaction to it being close to the sun.
Sure.
I will link, actually, is a Thunderbolts project video on 3i Atlas. Very cool. And they basically say the reason why scientists think it's acting weird is because their models are wrong. In the electric model, it's acting like it should act, which is what they're saying. And they're not against aliens or anything like that. On the contrary, they're saying that the universe is all connected, and it's electric.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's a very cool video. I'll link it. And this one that showed up.
So, this is from Reddit, but it's not originally from Reddit. This is a triangle UFO thing that has showed up on the ISS, and then immediately after, again, the ISS feed was cut.
Did you look deeper into it?
I did. I read that this is a fire in Australia.
or something, or lights. Yeah. So just for context, we're not looking out into space. We're looking down on Earth. I think that's what was left out
Yeah.
at
'Cause
this. And when I first saw this, I was like, "Holy shit!"
It
Yeah,
looks like space.
it does, because the camera is damaged, and that's why they have all these dots there.
Yeah.
So this is an object actually on Earth. Could be city lights. Could be,
I mean,
an oil rig in the ocean.
Right. We've got plenty of videos that we've shared on this show about triangle shaped craft in the sky. But the supposed reason for this is so this camera is face down towards Australia, apparently. I have no idea how true that is or not. But
Yeah. I went and watched a longer video, and when I went back before. Here's a video explaining it.
All right, ISS live feed, UFO, huh? Yeah, sorry, I don't think so. So right now we're viewing the HDEV, high definition Earth viewing camera. It's looking down onto Earth. We're going onto the night side now. I put white lines where that white block part of the ISS is obscuring the view. You can see it's about a third of the total viewing area. So look at that. Here's the video of the supposed craft, right? Okay, so it's
why is
it's
he
not
echoing?
cloaking. It's
I
just
don't know.
going behind this obscured piece of the frame, right? So look, now it's going to come out the other side. There it is. Look at that.
Yeah, it was just looking down. We're not saying that NASA doesn't cut feeds when it sees stuff.
It's just weird that anytime something shows up on one of these live ISS feeds or whatever the hell this is from,
A lot of the times, yeah.
NASA will just shut it down immediately, and it's just like
it makes it worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this when the shutdown happened? Oh, yeah. But yeah, I look into it, and you can see from before when they're on the light side of the Earth, it's pointing that way. So it's probably just damaged. More likely. Oh yeah, Booga Tube guy, which we covered in the beginning when he first found this thing. He was on the beach, probably 2 episodes ago, I'd say, and then we looked at the etchings that are on there, like the Booga sphere. But so it turns out he hoaxed it all. Or just to continue the story. So yeah, so he brought it down to his basement. He had this rod that he was testing on, and then maybe
is this the guy that had the orb show up in his basement?
Yes,
the light.
right.
Okay, all right. Well,
yeah. So
see, I've gone back and forth on this. So I don't know if we played the clip where he's drilling into it, and then an orb shows up behind him, and he collapses and goes, "I'm sorry." And then, the newest news is him. It's only showing his feet, and he's going, "Oh, I faked it all," and yada yada yada. But I mean, isn't that the perfect psyop? Like, isn't that the perfect fakery? Like if the government gets you right, and they say you need to make all of this go away, and obviously you can't because it's all already online. Wouldn't they put a gun to the back of your head, make you film your feet, and say, "Yeah, I faked all this"? And
I mean,
yada, yada.
yes, but no, it was so obviously fake from the beginning, especially like the etchings, like they weren't.
Yeah,
he
they weren't
explains.
very good.
No, not at all.
I'm just saying it's the same thing, right? Like, he didn't show up dead, and so the government has learned their lesson, right? And so they make you post a video online that makes you say everything was fake.
I mean, and the media, not the media, the internet went looking for him because they thought he was dead. So they dug, and they found out who he is. It's unbelievable.
But I mean,
they contacted his parents, and that's why he made the video. He's like, okay,
Right.
fine,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, Yeah, like I
It's
said,
a crazy case.
it was a lot of fun to watch while it was going on. I don't know.
Let's see from his mouth what he's saying.
Is it like because I'm acting this whole thing out? Maybe. And you can think to yourself, if you're one who believed all this, maybe I was retarded.
Maybe.
Yes, guys, it is all fake. I'm coming out to you now to say that. I got a lot of people trying to find me, and some I think have found me. So I guess it's time to end it. People showing up to my parents' workplaces too.
Whoa. What happened?
Yeah, no, we lost audio there.
What the power of the internet can do, huh? Enjoyed the entertainment while it lasted.
Okay, I'm just saying though, if it was fake, isn't that exactly something that you would be forced to make? If the government,
I mean, yeah, but at some point you gotta say the guy did because we all thought he was faking it, and it
Right.
just looked fake. And the whole orb thing is weird. That is a weird thing. When that orb, what's this guy saying? They're
do
trying
we
to figure
actually?
out if
Do you have the video queued up of him drilling into the thing?
what's his name? James Tube Orb. But yeah, we did cover him. We did cover him. Not when he drilled into it. Is this it? No. Oh, he explains how he hoaxed it.
Oh, I'd love to see that.
Okay, wow. Man. Good. Yeah, great thinking. Yeah, I feel like what else did I want to ask you? So yeah, how did you accomplish, when you went down after seeing the orb, well, one, did you study grand mal seizures or anything? How did you know how to do that?
I didn't really study that at all. I just kind of made it up as I went along, and then I had a pre-recording on my phone that I just played next to it, and that was the noises you heard. And then, yeah, the noises and stuff that I made were completely just on the spot there.
Wow. And then what about, there was speculation and stuff because there was as the phone's face down or whatever, at different points in the blackness, you can see a light kind of looking around the room or whatever, and people were speculating it was the orb, maybe doing surveillance, whatever. So you just used a flashlight or something else to start shining that around and getting that effect? Or?
Yeah, I just used my other phone. I had the flashlight there, and my phone was on the ground, so I used that other phone to just shine it and got the right angle, so the light kind of came on and off.
Man, I don't know. The more that he keeps talking about it being a fake, the more I think this is a real thing that happened.
Really?
Yeah,
I still don't believe this guy. He was always a weird, I don't know, I even used I used AI to go after the images, not the images, but the engravings that are in there. So analyzed all those different pictures, and it was just too it was too human, man.
Seriously, if you have the clip of him with the orb when he starts drilling into it and the orb shows up behind him, I mean, he's saying he had he taped a flashlight to the ceiling or something?
No, he said his other phone.
What?
He used his other phone.
He had another phone floating in midair? He tied it to the ceiling?
I don't know, man. I don't know. He said, yeah. I mean, that's what he's saying, right?
Yeah, but again,
dude, he's such a scammer from the beginning. It was so obvious.
It
really was.
It worked on a lot of people. I didn't believe it from the beginning, but I'm just saying everything that's happened after this incident, it screams psyop. Like it screams.
Oh, for sure. I mean, yes, but I don't think it was a real thing, a real rod that he was experimenting on, and drilling it with a drill. I mean, what the fuck is? Especially that he knew it was like hard material, aluminum or
Sure.
whatever it was. It's just the whole thing was just weird. Definitely not alien, that's for sure.
Yeah, no.
Well, yeah, I don't think he says much here.
Arctic, and then you were like, man, so you didn't make any or were any of the noises in the background that people were hearing? Were they you shuffling around or no?
No, I did lay there completely the whole time. I was laying there, kind of trying to hold my breath and breathe quietly, so I didn't get that on tape or anything. So yeah.
Man, well, way to good dedication there. That's not easy at all. Especially the more you think about it, it's just hard to do. Dude, okay. Somebody was I'm on a live stream too. It was disconnect or reconnect, but it reconnected and somebody was like, oh, ask him about the blue light. Whoever that was, I already asked him and he said he's just not going to share about that at this time. So we're gonna respect that. He answered everything else.
It's still weird.
So and I hadn't brought this up before, but it did kind of rack my brain. So when you did the last live video before disappearing, it wasn't like it pre-recorded and you were running it through OBS or whatever, and you just hit play and it played as if it was live, but it's not.
No,
you didn't do that. You actually filmed that whole thing live.
Yes, all of that was 100% live. Kind of, I didn't really have a script for it, but kind of just a pathway of what I was going to do, and it kind of worked out that way. And then that's how we ended it, and it turned out really good. So I don't have any regrets about that.
He keeps saying we, so someone was holding up the light then.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he's saying we.
But this is what I'm talking about. Is the
hoaxers? It's a hoax, dude. He's a hoaxer. That's the problem with this field.
No.
Hoaxers.
Okay. All right. I'm going in a new direction. Yes, it's a hoax, but I don't think this is just a random guy out in Nevada or wherever Alabama or wherever the hell he is. I think this is a government thing.
Could be. Yeah. I mean,
just
if not, the guy's a fucking idiot. Like,
No.
what is the point? What is the point?
But I mean,
to hoax this.
Coming out and talking about all of this means, and he didn't get any money from it, so it means that he is being paid by the government, or he is part of the government. That's truly what I think.
He sounds Canadian. His accent.
Has he said sorry yet?
And so how
Something
did
like
you
that.
end this? I guess the phone was camera down, so the screen up, so you could just tap it to end it then?
Yeah, and it was just on the concrete floor, so I could just tap an end. I tried to end it like 50 minutes.
He never shows
I
his
think
face.
YouTube will, if I get to like 5%.
There is, I think Red actually posted the guy's face. Here, I'll look for it while we play this.
It doesn't really
phone,
matter
YouTube
if
will
he
maybe
was doing
stop
this for
it
money.
or something.
He'd be
So I just
fake.
kinda-
He'd be showing his face.
Yeah, he's saying. I think he's a finance guy actually.
I hope that would be what people came to the conclusion of that happened. So, because otherwise I couldn't like stop it myself if my phone died.
Gotcha.
I just think if this was some random weirdo, I don't think he'd be sharing all this stuff. I think this is a government operation.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them just to confuse people more. You know?
Yeah.
Anyway, I can't find his picture, but I see this new thing that they're saying that Grush is a fraud. I'm kidding
Here
you.
we go.
New doc, where is it? UFO researchers accuse David Grush of fraud amidst disclosure push. Klaus alleged that Stanford professor Gary Nolan warned him about journalist Ken Klippenstein publishing Grush's medical records, tying it to a broader efforts he sees as sowing government distrust. This comes after the premiere of the Age of Disclosure documentary featuring 34 officials, blah, blah, blah. Grush recently reaffirmed his 23 congressional claims on Fox News, describing intelligence on non-human remains and craft, while neither he nor Nolan has responded publicly.
If Grush is for real, expect a lot more articles like this.
Exactly. No, Grush is for real. At least from my point of view. Oh, Klaus, he's gone again. This guy does this all the time. He does trouble and then like deletes his account.
Well, you got canceled a couple days ago.
That's because the latest psyop that with that Jake Lang guy that went to Dearborn, Michigan to incite like a Christian versus Islam war, and no one fell for it. So I was one of the one of the accounts that was pushing to show people it's a psyop, and this guy's not even a Christian. And he's most like an Israeli asset doing it. And yeah, a lot of those accounts got in trouble. Mine was, I was in jail for 12 hours. Yeah, for that. So I've been laying low so I don't get suspended. Yeah, I mean, there's that psyop too going on, which is psyops everywhere.
Yeah, actually, that's the newest. Not to bring up the Y-Files again, man, but I do love that show. But I believe his newest episode is about psyops and how you can spot them. And
yeah, that's right. Yes, the guy who he uses his protocol. He's been on Rogan. He's been on PBD. I forget his name now.
I think it's a really good episode to watch, just in terms of gaining knowledge and understanding what a psyop is and all that stuff.
So Hexeth went to go visit DARPA. There we go. Now he's trying to, figure out what's happening. If it's anyone other than the CIA, it's DARPA who's in charge of, not in charge, but very involved in the UAP.
Oh, they're definitely running the show someplace.
Yeah, and look what he used. It's called the Aircrew Labor in Cockpit Automation System, developed by DARPA and a commercial partner. Allowed the secretary to plot a flight path and parameters for the helicopter. This is for a Black Hawk helicopter, and fly it remotely. It will eventually enable non-pilots to fly similarly equipped aviation platforms, both rotary and fixed wing, without having to be on board or attend flight school. It's called the Alias system. And this is what they're showing us now. Yeah, so you can pilot a Black Hawk helicopter with just tapping a screen.
Oh, wow.
I know. And this is what they're showing him. But it's been leaked that DARPA is very involved in the UFO UAP, especially their propulsion systems.
That's crazy.
Did you see this? They put Epstein's emails into a Gmail.
I did not see this. This is great.
So I put UFOs. I didn't find anything. It was just what's this? Searching through emails, the dark truth behind wildlife, the new American religion of UFOs, Vox.com. So it's like a newsletter. But if you put gravity,
I'm confused. Are you searching your own personal Gmail?
No. They put Epstein's email into a Gmail. So I'm like in Epstein's Gmail as him.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, shit. Wow. Yeah, I had no idea that was a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
So this guy's talking about gravity. David Grossoff. His email is not there, but he talks about open science, early stage life science based ventures, cybersecurity. But let's see if we put physics. Isn't that hilarious how they're doing this?
Yeah.
Sexual harassment.
Yeah.
Lawrence Krauss. So physics is a lot of stuff that show up when you put physics.
Yeah, I mean, these people, now it's like, turning your body into a computer so you can live forever. But these people have been obsessed with longevity of life for a very, very long time.
So wait, is he like sent these emails? Professor Cross, the Daily Beast, Jeffrey Epstein. Look, they were sharing the articles written about Epstein to him. Dude,
Oh wow.
So the guy had no shame. He's like answering these emails.
Yeah, well, you know, he's living somewhere in, I can't say the name of the country, but
He's in Valhalla.
Yeah. No.
Zoology.
Is that what they call it?
Well, no, it's a joke because when Kash Patel came out and talked about Charlie Kirk, he's
Mhm.
like, I got the fort, my friend. We'll see you in Valhalla.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I missed that one.
So there's a lot of physics ones here, but I will share this J-mail, it's called, and people can go through and search.
I wonder what the J stands for.
That's hilarious. Mechanisms for learning. Thank you for your support, Joe Shabak. Is this physics in here? Chinese pay an ordinary amount of attention to authority. What are these?
I had no idea this was a thing.
Well, it just came out this week. No physics on that. All right. So anyway, it's fun to play with. You guys, if you want to find out what Jeffrey and his cronies were up to, you can go in here and I don't know, like maybe let's see, Cayman Island taxes. I'd like to learn from him how to set up a Cayman. Nothing, no results. Cayman, no results for Cayman.
I feel like this has been highly edited. Like
For
search
sure.
search Trump and see what happens.
Oh my God, there's a ton.
Oh, wow.
Whoa. You're so right. Look at it. It's like all Trump. Dude, these Democrats. He's right. It is a Democrat hoax. He's still asking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Ay.
What is wrong with you guys? You're still asking about UFOs? Stop asking about UFOs.
Yeah, please.
All right. While I'm winding up here, we have John Kiriakou on the Julian Dory show.
Awesome. I don't know who either of these people are.
Okay, this guy, this is John Kiriakou. He was the one that leaked the disgusting and illegal torture program we had after 9/11. He leaked the methods and he leaked who did it. So guess who went to jail? He did. Yes.
Yeah.
Not the torturers, right? Not for them torturing people and killing them because of the torture. No, he goes to jail for it though.
Yes. How surprising.
So
This is what I'm
FCIA
talking
officer.
about. When I said earlier, like I love America and I hate our government. I mean, this is what I'm talking about.
Right, exactly. They promote the most psychopathic, sociopathic, just evil people, while good people like him get thrown in jail.
Yeah.
And Snowden, right? And all the real whistleblowers.
Yeah. God, what a mess. What a mess.
It is.
Reason, though, I'm told, that Donald Trump decided to bomb Iran was that the Israelis said for the first time, if you don't bomb Iran to take out these deep bunkers, we're going to use nuclear weapons. And they had never threatened that before. And so Trump said, bombing Iran might actually save us from the start of World War III if it keeps the Israelis from using nuclear weapons.
So according to your source, the Israelis told the president of the United States that if he did not use the United States military power to bomb the nuclear facilities in Iran, Israel, acting on its own, would use nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
Do you see why there's a problem with that statement, John?
Yeah.
Because they've never admitted that they've had them.
That's right.
So you're telling me that they just admitted to the president of the United States that they have nuclear weapons and we still do not have them in the IAEA treaty?
I mean, if Israeli nuclear whistleblowers are to be believed, yeah, they've had them. They started working on them in the 50s. They got them around the late 60s or the early 70s. Look at Mordechai Vanunu.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he wasn't charged for treason for nothing.
That's a guy who they hid in Rome with the honeypot.
Yeah.
Yeah. 86.
The honeypot. Lots of honeypots going with Israel, huh?
Yeah, seems to be their go-to move. Very good. That kid, is a very good interviewer.
Yeah, that's Julian Dory. He's got a good podcast. He's good friends with what's that podcast? Dan, and yeah, I can't remember. So he's another John. Oh, so did you hear that Huckabee met with Pollard? Pollard was the one who did the biggest leaks with the Israeli government.
I did not hear that. But
yeah, so he did the most damage ever to the intelligence community by leaking our signal intelligence manual to the Israelis, who then gave it to Russia.
Mhm.
And Trump, of course, pardoned him. Right,
Yeah,
he got
of course.
30 years for it, but Trump pardoned him the first administration. The guy gets sent to Israel, and now Huckabee meets with him in a secret meeting, which is a big scandal. But of course, Trump is covering it up for him, and he just all he cares about is Massey and MTG. But Huckabee,
Right.
he can do, yeah. So here's John Kiriakou as well talking about it.
Jonathan Pollard, as you noted, was arrested in 1985 and charged with spying for Israel. He did not do it for ideology, which is what he wants us to all believe. He did it for money. They paid him cash, just like the Soviets used to do with their spies, or the Chinese. He did it for cash. And he gave the Israeli government tens of thousands of pages of documents classified at the top secret level, not just run-of-the-mill secret CIA documents or confidential State Department documents, top secret military intelligence and NSA documents the Israelis gave to the Soviet Union in exchange for the Soviets then releasing Russian Jews to emigrate to Israel. So it's not just that he spied for Israel and Israel learned our secrets. Israel took those secrets and traded the secrets to the Soviet Union, our greatest enemy on the planet at the time. He's lucky that he wasn't executed for what he did, because God knows Julius and Ethel Rosenberg were executed probably for less, at least in the case of Ethel Rosenberg.
Oh, by the way, that's what I said when they suspended me on X. I said they should have executed Pollard, and just for that statement, I was immediately reprimanded.
Anytime you bring up,
it was the first time I saw, though, that was immediate. It was like boom, like once I hit send, it came up.
Yeah,
you know, and I was like, all right, you're locked for 12 hours. I was like, whoa, I mean, everyone else is saying it. What the hell, man? But yeah, I noticed that I realized that it's sensitive when you talk about death.
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
Anytime you bring up execution, like no matter the context, you're
right.
You're gonna get locked.
Which is why we hear unalive even in videos. They say unalive,
right,
instead of dead or killed.
Yeah, we're so stupid. People, I don't even know what the reason is for it. Or like
hurts people's feelings. I don't know.
Shocking
content.
Yeah, but who are you know, like for instance, okay, this is completely, I'm gonna sidetrack your conversation for a little bit, but like on the radio you play a song and they censor all the bad words. Who's that for? I'm serious. Who's that for?
For a society.
No, that's not an answer.
Well, that's the answer they'll give.
Right.
It's for the greater good.
But that's my point. It's not for anybody.
No, it's not. It's standards. You gotta have standards.
For who?
You can't be cussing on the FCC radio waves.
Who? Why?
Kids. Easy there.
I'm just asking questions. Why? Who is it being censored for? Who makes the standards? Why are the standards the standards? It's nothing.
Yeah, I guess you don't want to have people cussing on radio all the time. You know, we got kids, man. We have kids. How about that? Kids.
Kids.
There you go. There you go. There's the answer.
Kids. So,
kids and old people.
So old people. So parents are not allowed to parent their kids?
No, of course
not. Why is the government stepping in and saying your kids can listen to this, your kids can't listen to this? Who was making
nanny
that
government
decision and why?
We gave them that power.
I know. That's my point. It's really stupid.
The FCC. Mommy government. It's our mommy.
I mean, it drives me nuts, man. It really does.
I mean, that's the whole issue with UAP too, keeping it secret. They're being like, are we kids? They're treating us like kids. It's the same thing. It's the same mentality.
It's the
treating
same
people like kids.
mentality, but I can understand the difference. Okay, for instance, hearing the F word, I think that's really stupid for the government to care about. If reality is some sort of matrix simulation that we're living in, I can understand why they would be concerned. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It should not be up to them, but I can understand why they would be concerned.
Right.
But why the hell, especially nowadays, every kid under above the age of 5 has like an iPad or an iPhone. They can look up porn or whatever
I know. Yeah.
whenever they want. Why the
Right.
hell do we still have people who get to say what can and cannot be said on the radio or TV?
Yeah.
That's
I
all
mean,
I'm saying.
it's like you have YouTube as well. That's policing content, right? And that's what they say unalive. They're on YouTube saying that. So they don't want to get demonetized for saying dead.
But who is that for?
Civility,
You keep saying that.
Keeping things civil. Well, that's the answer they give, man. What do you want me to say?
I'm just saying.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, I know you're right, dude. But I'm saying you need, you do need laws, and especially civility. Like, you don't want people just, I don't know. Most people don't even watch their kids. How about that? There's that as well. So we have, as a society, just given responsibilities to agencies, institutions to keep us safe. I don't know, but that's how things are set up.
I just think it's a waste of time and money. That's all I'm going to say.
Right. Yeah. Agreed. Policing these issues is just a waste of time.
I think parents should take care of their kids. I don't think the government should be treating us like kids, and that's where
Right.
it lays.
Exactly. No, we shouldn't be treated like kids. Unfortunately, we've given so much of our powers away over the past decades. Is that people are not responsible for anything anymore?
Right.
It's just, we used to have a lot of more life responsibility, but now it's just outsourced all that. Outsourced that power, and even the government does it. They outsource tyranny to big tech.
Not just big tech, just big government in general. I mean, you look at these companies like BlackRock or whoever is buying up these family homes and making it impossible to buy a home as a young family. I mean, shit, man.
Yeah.
Not to keep rambling on, but a guy with a wife and 2 kids who's working as a janitor could afford to buy a house. And now to buy a house, you have to take out, a loan and a mortgage, and your wife has to contribute. I mean, it's ridiculous.
The mean age for buying a house went from 33 to 40 years, and that was just within 5 years, by the way.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, that's insane to me.
Yeah,
Absolutely
they're making it
insane.
more and more difficult.
Yeah.
Because our government is busy doing other things than focusing on the American people. And with John Kariaki showing there is that we can meet with a traitor, a convicted traitor, meeting with our ambassador to Israel without even telling anyone. I mean, it was leaked because the CIA was pissed. Anyway, this might be a solution. They're called AATIP.
Awesome.
Anti-Zionist America Political Action Committee.
Oh, I'm sure this will get real far.
The United States of America did not begin with a revolution against tyranny, only to serve a foreign nation state. But the fact is, our government acts like the servant of another country. That other country is, of course, the State of Israel. That's not policy. That's a national disgrace. I'm Michael Rechtenwald, founder of the Anti-Zionist America Political Action Committee, or AAWSAP. Let's cut to the chase, shall we? The U.S. government has been hijacked by forces loyal to Israel. Does Congress represent us? No. With rare exceptions, they work for Israel. These aren't your elected reps, they're puppets. And their strings are pulled by donors loyal to the modern nation state of Israel. This isn't an alliance, it's extortion. While we're scraping by, eggs at $6 a dozen, rent or mortgage devouring our paychecks, our leaders have funneled over $21 billion to Israel in 2 years, not counting the cost of U.S. engagements in the region at Israel's behest. The total cost to U.S. taxpayers in service of Israel is an estimated $33 billion since October 7th, 2023. That's on top of the $3.8 billion sent Israel every year. Billions that could fix our roads, billions that could fund our schools, billions that could house our veterans, billions that could ease your burden. But no, they fund endless Israeli aggression instead. Israel, the largest recipient of U.S. aid in history. Israel, the country that bombed the USS Liberty. Israel, the country using our weapons to mass murder innocents. 20,000 children to be exact. Gaza ripped off the mask. We all watched the live streamed horrors. The money extorted from us funds crimes against humanity, what genocide scholars and dozens of humanitarian organizations call a genocide. This blind allegiance, this veto on our national sovereignty, this denial of reality must end. We've had more than enough. AATIP isn't here to beg. We're here to evict. We're backing warriors who spit in the face of this cabal. Jose Vega in New York, confronting the uniparty machine. He's challenging APAC darling Richie Torres. Mike Wilnaugh in Florida, an America-only patriot challenging Daniel Webster, a fossilized incumbent who serves everyone but the American people. Aaron Baker, also in Florida. He rejects APAC bribes and demands an end to the foreign aid grift. He's challenging the biggest Zionist of them all, Randy Fine.
Tucker Carlson is the most dangerous anti-Semite in America.
AAPAC isn't a protest, it's a reclamation. America isn't a vassal state. We're no one's colony. We're not supposed to be an ATM and munitions depot for Israel. If you're done with the fear, done with our politicians taking bribes, done with being smeared with the anti-Semitic label just because you want your country back, then AAPAC is your army. Head to azapac.com. That's AZA-PAC.com right now. Donate, volunteer, amplify, join the fight. Because we're not pleading for our country back. We're taking it.
Good luck to them. Good luck
Yeah.
to them.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, good luck. Unfortunately, we live in a world where anyone that supports this group is going to be labeled a Nazi, and that's just how it goes, man.
Yep, you're an anti-Semitic Jew hater, right?
Yeah, it's so ridiculous.
I mean, they're already saying it, so not a surprise. They're conflating the two, the country with the people, which is insane.
It really is. And God, is it worth saying on the show one more time that we have no problem with Jewish people, like, at all?
Why would anyone? No, most people don't.
We don't like governments, and we don't like the Israeli government, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that hard.
And that's how most people feel, and that's what's so ridiculous. And then you start going like, well, why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? And you get called a Nazi, and it's like, I'm not going against Jewish people. I'm questioning why the governments are doing this.
Yeah, well, because our government's all only focused on that. Now MTG's gone. Why is she gone? And Thomas Massey is being targeted. Why is he being targeted? It's all because of this issue. They want everyone subservient, especially in government, to do their bidding and not have not even one voice. they had these Israeli agents going in the hallways of Congress. I think it was on Friday too, just badgering our representatives who are not pro-Israel. It's crazy. I'm like, how isn't that guy arrested? Just going through the halls of Congress like that. He's not
Yeah.
even an American citizen. It's not even his representative. It's insane and scary that they can just act with impunity like this. So that's why there's that sentiment. It has nothing to do with Jews. It's just the government of Israel. It's too influential in Washington, and our representatives are too obsessed with it. So all they do is pass hate speech laws or anything. Even like Venezuela, what did Lindsey Graham say? Hezbollah's there. Like, who cares? Like, they're so obsessed. They're driving us all to obsession. For them to shut up and focus on us for once.
Wouldn't that be nice if the U.S. Focused on the U.S.?
Yeah, it would be. It really would be. We'd have a country again. We're just always focusing overseas, and it's just we're all sick of it.
Yeah,
enough is enough.
So I want to. Are we done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So I want to bring up Topher's Media Corner.
All right.
It's been a couple months. I watched a very good movie, but it was very, very frustrating. I don't even know if I want to recommend it or not. It's called House of Dynamite.
Okay.
It's essentially about the outbreak of World War III, but you never get to see the outbreak. It's like the build up to it, and you kind of watch the same movie 3 times.
And then it ends. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it called again?
House of Dynamite.
House of Dynamite. Cool.
I've been screaming at my friend from work about it like pretty much every day last week. I was just going, "Have you seen this movie?" He's like, "Yeah," and I'm telling him how frustrated I am with it. But it's stuck with me. That means it's good, right?
Yeah. Is it on Prime?
It's on Netflix.
Oh, Netflix. Okay. I mean, yeah, definitely. If it's stuck with you and you're still talking about it, then it's probably good.
Yeah. I've also been watching oh shoot. It's a time travel show. God, I can picture it in my head, but I can't. All right, then forget it. If I can't remember the name, I guess it's not that important.
But you didn't watch Age of Disclosure. You should watch that tonight.
Yeah, I think I will. I've been thinking about putting it on the TV as we've been talking here during our episode.
Yeah, I think you'll like it. Again, these gonna be some annoying parts, of course, but you'll definitely like it the way it's put together. And anyone that's come to the show after watching Age of Disclosure, I hope we gave you guys enough context here, and maybe a different perspective on it. As basically, Lou Elizondo and that group they have a threat narrative to push. And it could be because it does get the attention of the people and Congress to get funding and attention and stuff like that. So, or it could be because there's a bigger game at play here where a threat narrative could then spawn different attention of humanity, but continue the military industrial complex because now we're funding to fight that enemy. Right?
Yeah, we always have to fight anything except for the homeless population in the United States. We can't provide any funding to them.
Yeah.
But we do have to provide funding to country in the Middle East.
Right. And building its empire over there, right, on its behalf. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's important. Can't provide funding to anyone here in the United States who needs it. Can't fix infrastructure or anything like that. We just
because then they'd be called socialism. It's crazy. We have socialism for the rich. I mean, all the billionaires we have. Why are they billionaires? Because they're contractors to the U.S. government.
Yeah, exactly.
That's socialism.
Yeah, man. It's frustrating. I've already screamed at you enough this episode. I don't want to scream anymore. The FCC, I think, is just a stupid, infantile piece of government that we don't need.
What's Howard Stern's movie, Private Parts? Is that what it's called? I mean, have you ever watched that movie?
No, and I don't like Howard Stern either. For the
No,
record.
but you'd love it because well, me neither. But it talks about it's his whole fight against the FCC, right? Because they were finding him daily. They wanted to put him in jail. So a lot of that movie is his fight with the FCC and the stuff he did.
Well,
on air.
I don't remember the name of the Eminem song, but the FCC won't let me be, and something about girls going around the other side of the trailer park. I don't remember. I'm not a rapper or a singer, but I just think governments waste a lot of money and they spend money on interest groups, and we've talked about all of this on the show. I'm right now I'm feeling very frustrated and fed up.
I mean, their job.
I mean,
when they were set up was to protect our freedoms. That's it.
What are we supposed to do? Next election, the exact same thing is going to happen. You know what I mean?
I don't think politics is.
We're going to have to vote in a Republican or a Democrat, and they're both going to do the exact same thing. They're going to keep sending money to a Middle Eastern country that I can't mention on the show. They're going to keep restricting our freedoms. They're going to do everything in their power to take freedoms away from us every single time.
Yeah, it's in MTG's letter, her resignation. It's depressing, and she basically said it. That why would anyone even run? Because by the time you run and you get in there, the system doesn't want to change. So good luck trying to change anything, because the system itself doesn't want to change. It just protects corporate interests and money interests.
Yeah, man, it's beyond frustrating.
I mean, I don't want to blame older generations, because maybe they didn't have the internet and news was slow, but we just gave away too much power to these federal agencies that were created, and they chipped away at our freedoms, and now they're using their power, as we can see in COVID, to do lockdowns, mandates, all these things. And not much has changed. No one has faced any responsibility for it. We still have the Patriot Act. We still have all these, disgusting bills out there that are un-American and anti-freedom. It's not a good situation.
Well, on that bummer note, thank you all so much for listening to the UAP podcast. That's the Uncovering Anomalies podcast. The P stands for podcast.
The P stands for podcast.
Yeah, I was just that's why I asked you early on. I was like, "Hey, do you want to play a song?" And it was just kind of like, "Nah, it's too late. Like, let's just get into it."
Yeah, we can play next week too.
Okay. Thank you all so much for listening. Please like and subscribe. I know it sounds stupid to say that, but it helps with the algorithm and all.
Yeah, 80% of our listeners are not subscribers, so just
which is fine. Like, I get it. There's a lot of stuff I watch on YouTube that I don't subscribe to. We're a small show, small-ish, and we're trying to grow. And so make a fake account and like us and subscribe to us.
Yeah, share us with your friends and family. Put us on your social media. Let us know how we're doing, and follow us everywhere, just in case we do get censored, which happens from time to time. YouTube does it. Spotify is doing it. So we are on multiple platforms, so you don't miss anything. I would say Rumble hasn't censored anything ever. Now there's BitChute, obviously, or Odyssey. Those are good platforms. YouTube's a big one. We get censored there. Spotify, we are being censored apparently for some music we play on the show. We're on all podcasting platforms, not just the big ones. So hopefully you guys can follow us over there. Like us. We're on X at UAP the podcast. I'm at Breakaway Civil. Topher is at Topher at all. And that's it for now.
All right. Sounds like we did it. Thank you all so much for listening, and we'll see you all next week.
Yeah. Let's go out with a song. There we go.
Well, which one are you going to do? Because
day by day,
okay,
night by night, where do I stand? Where do I fight? The conspiracy is taking me, and now I'm fighting relentlessly. What's the truth and what's the lie? Will we forever fight and die? We uncover truths and tell you what's the news, what they won't tell you. It's Adam and Topher, we come in peace. Our hunt for the truth will never cease. It's the Uncovering Anomalies podcast. We tell you the UFO news at last. Forgive us for being brief, but the truth never sleeps. Day by day, night by night, where do I stand? Where do I fight? The conspiracy is taking me, and now I'm fighting relentlessly. What's the truth and what's the lie? Will we forever fight and die? We uncover truths and tell you what's the news, what they won't tell you. It's Adam and Topher, we come in peace. Our hunt for the truth will never cease. It's the Uncovering Anomalies podcast. We tell you the UFO news at last. Forgive us for being brief, but the truth never sleeps.